Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Computer Science. In today's video, we're going to explore something that you use every single day, but may not fully understand: how the internet actually works. From sending messages to streaming videos and visiting websites, the internet is behind it all. But what is the internet, really? How does a message you send from your phone in one country reach someone on the other side of the world in seconds? What happens behind the scenes when you type a website address and press enter? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of what the internet is, how it works, and why it's one of the most important inventions in human history. Let's start with the basics. What is the internet? The internet is a global network of computers that are connected together. Think of it like a massive spider web that covers the entire planet, where each computer is a point in the web. But it's not just your computer or phone, it includes servers, routers, satellites, and cables under the ocean. These connections allow computers to talk to each other and exchange information. So, the internet isn't a single place or machine. It's a network of networks, a system that links millions of private, public, academic, business, and government networks across the globe. The main goal of the internet is simple: to move data from one place to another. Now, let's see what happens when you use the internet. For example, imagine you're sending a message on WhatsApp or opening Google.com. When you do that, your message or request is converted into data packets, tiny pieces of digital information. These packets don't travel in one straight line. Instead, they may take different paths to reach their destination. Your device sends the data to your Internet Service Provider, ISP, which acts as the gateway to the internet. From there, the data jumps through a series of routers and switches, which act like digital traffic lights, deciding where the data should go next. These devices make decisions based on IP addresses, unique numbers assigned to every device connected to the internet. Speaking of IP addresses, let's understand how you go from typing a website name like www.google.com to actually opening the page. Your computer doesn't understand names like Google, it understands numbers, specifically IP addresses. That's where DNS comes in. DNS stands for Domain Name System. Think of it like the internet's phone book. When you type in a web address, your computer asks a DNS server to translate that name into the correct IP address, such as 142.250.190.68. Once it has that IP, your device can contact the server that holds the website and request the information. The server then sends the data, usually in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code, back to your browser so it can display the website to you. All of this happens in milliseconds. But how does all this information physically travel around the world? That's where infrastructure comes in. You might be surprised to learn that a huge part of the internet relies on undersea cables, long fiber optic cables that lie deep under the oceans, connecting continents. These cables carry over 99% of international data. Fiber optic cables use light signals to transfer data at incredibly high speeds. In addition to cables, we also use satellites, cellular towers, and wireless signals like Wi-Fi. However, wireless connections like Wi-Fi and mobile data are usually only used for the last part of the journey, from your device to your router or cell tower. The rest of the data travels through physical cables and large data centers. When you visit a website, you're actually requesting data from a server. A server is a powerful computer that stores and sends information. Websites like YouTube, Facebook, or your school's website all live on servers. These servers are often located in huge buildings called data centers, which are filled with thousands of computers, connected by high-speed networks and cooled by massive air conditioning systems. When you request a video on YouTube, your request travels to the nearest data center, and the server sends the video file back to your device in real time. That's why big websites use CDNs, content delivery networks, to have copies of data in multiple locations worldwide, so users get faster and smoother access. Now, let's talk about the rules that allow all this communication to happen, protocols. Just like humans need language and grammar to communicate, computers use Internet protocols. One of the most important protocols is TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. TCP is responsible for breaking data into packets and reassembling them correctly at the destination. IP is responsible for addressing and routing the packets. There are many other protocols too, like HTTP and HTTPS, which are used when you browse websites, FTP, which is used to transfer files, and SMTP, which is used to send emails. These protocols ensure that devices from different companies, using different systems, can all talk to each other smoothly. Now, let's not forget about security. Because the Internet is open and global, there are many risks, like hackers, data theft, and malware. That's why we use encryption, especially with HTTPS. When you visit a secure website, the data you send and receive is encrypted, meaning it's scrambled in a way that only your device and the server can understand. Firewalls, antivirus software, and secure protocols all help protect our information. Still, it's important to use strong passwords, avoid suspicious links, and keep your software up to date to stay safe online. So, to sum it all up, the Internet is a massive, global network made up of cables, computers, servers, and routers that work together to move information from one place to another. Whether you're chatting with a friend, watching a YouTube video, or checking your email, you're sending and receiving data packets that travel through complex routes using rules called protocols. Behind the scenes, things like DNS, IP addresses, servers, and undersea cables all play a crucial role. It's really amazing when you think about how much is happening in just a few seconds every time you go online. The Internet has truly changed the world, connecting people, ideas, and information like never before in history. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss our next Deep Tech Explainer. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. We love hearing from you.